你现在要share吗？还是你先要？
我把这个好像一点，我不要都看到一下，那声是不是？开始。
是，我看他们听得到。
Hello again, everyone. Welcome back, even though it's 2 weeks past. But still, we have to continue our mindfulness. So mindfulness is the theme of this class. But before we go into the theme, we have to really practice the sitting meditation. So just like the first class, I would like to have 5 minutes, very simple warm up. And then we will sit for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, then we can take 3 minutes walking meditation. So I think in your room or in your place, you don't need a big space, but just a movable place. It's okay to allow yourself to move a little bit. So even though I'm not sitting cross my legs, but I would like to have your feet just down. It's okay. And if you prefer for sitting on the ground or sitting on a mat, it's okay. Because from the third class, from the next class, I would like to have some cross-leg sitting meditation. But today we still practicing sitting, just pure sitting. So first of all, let me have the warming up. If you cannot hear my voice, please can you just leave your message so that I can See, because just now we changed the very old-fashioned computer because the latest one that was a little bit broken. So we changed to the old one. If you can hear me, I wish someone can just leave a note or on the chat box so we can know everyone can hear my voice. Okay, right now, if you are sitting, please sit with erecting your spine. And we are going to do some warming up. First, our neck and our shoulder. So I don't know, you can see me very clearly or not. Since this is the very old one, I don't even see myself very clearly. But just listen and do following the instruction. First, your head bend down, up, your head to the left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back to the center, your head to your right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back to the center. And now we are trying to rotate our head from left side to the right side. So we move our head to our left side and turn backward and go to the right side and back to the center. So do it slowly. Let's try again. Bend down your head and turn left side to your back and then to your right side. And now to your right side, to your left side. Again, your right side to your left side. Okay, now raise up your shoulder and rotate it to back to front, back to front, backward, 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 backward. Okay, now our hands, palms up, and two thumbs joining together. Okay, we sit like this, and then we are going to exercise our feet because we are always sitting. So we need to help a little bit our blood circulation on our head, on our feet. So first, if you are wearing shoes, you can take off your shoes. If you're ready, now raise up your left foot and your toes up, straight up. And then bend down your toes and point it. Okay. Your toes up. and your toes pointed. Your toes up and your toes pointed inward. Okay, change to another foot. Right foot up. Bend your toes and up. Bend down your toes and up. Bend down your toes and up. Okay, now we're doing the last one. If you can, please sit a little bit back. We are doing our knees. So that's what we call hugging our knees. So first, we let our knees just up like this, hugging a little bit and press it to your side, to your body. And 1, 2, 3. Okay, let it down. And your right foot, hugging your right foot. Okay, close to your body. 1, 2, 3. Now put it down. Again. Your right foot up and hug your knees close to your body. And hold it. 1, 2, 3. And slowly pull it down and change our right foot. And hug your right knee close to your body. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Put your right foot down. Okay. And sit forward a little bit so that your back is not leaning on your chair. Okay. Now we are going to have 20 minutes practice of sitting and at the same time doing the breathing. First, check our own breathing while you're breathing in or out. You can breathe in with your nostrils and breathe out from your mouth. Or you can breathe in with your nostrils and exhale through your mouth, to your nostril too. So first, we check our breathing to make it slow, to make it even, and better, we can make it down to our abdomen. So let's try. Breathing in, out. Again, slowly, breathing in, out. Breathing in, out. Now adjust again your position and put your feet on the ground and your hands doing meditation mudra like this. And put your palms on your legs. Now, I'm going to knock 3 times of the wooden fish. After that, please go concentrately with your own breathing. If you want to count with your breathing, and you can go ahead to do that. Just count breathing in and breathing out for 1. And you can do it from 1 to 10. If you are not familiar with the counting, it's okay. Just concentrate on your breathing. No matter it's shallow or no matter it's long, but just keep it evenly. That's the signal for ending sitting meditation. But before we open our eyes, we do some warming up and massage to our body. So rub your two hands till they are warm, and put your hands, cover your eyes, and massage your face and your head and your neck. Rub them again. Massage your shoulder. Your arms. Rub them again. Your back. Your stomach. Then your knees, your legs, and your feet. Now you can fully open your eyes. Right now we have 3 minutes walking meditation. Of course, we cannot move very fast in this limited space, so we can just in a normal speed or maybe a little bit slower than the normal speed, and we can walk around. So if you can, just stand up a little bit, now slowly, and we can walk around in your room or in your space. So we can just walk. And when you walk, please just swing your 2 arms. You can do it slowly while you're walking. Remember, when you're walking, you swing your 2 arms. Now you can walk back to your seat. And be seated. So we are going to have a break for you to drink half cup of your coffee or your water. So when you hear the sound of bell in a short, like ding ding, ding ding, ding ding, and please go back to your seat so that we can start another section. Okay. Now everybody, you are released till you hear the sound of the bell knocking. Okay, everybody, are you on your seats? So I give you 1 more minute to go back to your seat. For those of you are already on your seats, maybe you can see my PPT. So we are going to talk about the mindfulness since we are talking about the awareness through mindfulness. So to realize our mind is the first important thing. So let's wait 30 seconds more to make sure everybody is on their seats. So 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now we are going to have the mindfulness. Talk about the mindfulness since we just practiced sitting meditation. So we need to talk about the mindfulness in a theory. Even though maybe everybody knows mind and mindful, and of course, mindfulness is a very common term. I mean, in this modern time. The reason why I choose the stacking of the stones, you can see from my PPT. If you count that, it's 6 stones. They stack together. Okay. Can anyone guess what's the meaning of the 6 stones? If you know, we have organs, right? Our 6 senses. So from the bottom, that means that's our eyes, our ears, our nose, our tongue, our body, and the round one at the top is our mind. So that's very important to keep balance all the way. So our mind is very steady. That's the meaning why I choose this 6 stones stacking together. I think most of us know that stacking stone is very, very hard. But it's physically, you can see it's very hard to balance. But actually, our mind is the same way. Our mind, we have to be balanced. If our eyes, we lose our eyesight, it doesn't mean our mind is some kind of hindrance, but we just lose one of the senses. And also, if we cannot hear, but we can practice or cultivate another kind of senses. So the foundation is always there. But since we are all have our 5 senses, and that's why our physical body, we should take care of our physical body so that our mind can be very, very balanced. That's the meaning of why I'm choosing these stacking 6 stones together, just to signify the mind is very important, even though it's not the foundation, but it received the foundation, so it will get unbalanced or balanced just because we have the 5 senses and we have the physical body. Okay. Now, what is mind? That's what we are going to say. Of course, for Chinese people, I'm trying to change my PPT so that I cannot be stuck here. Which one? Up, maybe up. It doesn't move. I got stuck here. I don't know.
Try the down arrow.
Down, yeah, I press down, but it doesn't move. I don't know. See? Okay, now I got it back. So you can see our master Xing said, if you want to see mind, of course, not physically, you just open your eyes and you see it all. Close your eyes and you will see it as well. Why? Because we don't need the eyes to see our mind. We feel, we can feel. So no matter we open our eyes or we close our eyes, the mind is always there. So it says mind is everything. That's why we say that's very important for we to train our mind, because mind, that means holds everything. Our thoughts, our emotion, our perception, our body sensation. We have a lot of experiences through learning. And we, of course, we have a lot of memories. And it holds up to a 3-dimensional of time. That's our past, our present, and the past, and the future. And that's mind. So in Buddhism, I think all of you know that there's no real death, right? Death is only a passage of changing of our form. And we call that reborn. We always be reborn, even though we say we have death in each period of our life. But that death, what we call, is a period of reborn. So we can be reborn to another form. And mind, maybe that's the center of our mind. Or you can call it consciousness. Nowadays, a lot of scientists, they believe that we have our reincarnation for each people. So that's we can hold in our mind. We have a lot of memory, we have experience, we have a lot of skills, we have a lot of thought, and we have a lot of habits. It was all in our mind. Of course, it's a general term for our energy, for the center, and for the word we use. But mind actually is very complicated, but we can only just say in a general term, just mind. So first, we recognize that mind is everything. It includes everything because we have the effect of the 5 aggregates or the 5 senses and our body. So we know mind is everything. It holds up everything. That's our mind. So to me, as a meditation practitioner, how can I feel my mind? How can I feel it works? So that's why we meditate for a while. Then my feeling is that dwell contemplating, we clearly comprehending, unify with concentrated, one-pointed mind. So that's the way we train our mind. We look inside, we look inward. We just live in contemplation. Maybe for 5 minutes, or maybe for 1 hour, so maybe for a long time. But we train our mind, not wandering around, but just dwell in one pointed state, in one pointed situation. And that's what we call contemplation, what we call concentration. And that's the way we train our mind. And here, that's what I feel. When I do sitting meditation, I have attention. I pay my attention on my breathing. So that's attention. And whenever we have the one pointed focus, then our attention builds up and our attention brings all of our senses or our sensational feeling to that one pointed focus. So attention spreads. First, of course, we know we are doing breathing in and breathing out. But gradually, when we practice for a while, we found ourselves, we don't really pay attention to the focus, to our breathing. We pay attention to the feeling of the breathing. So I think everyone have that kind of experience. Just know your attention and of course know your breathing. So that's what I call the first step of mindfulness. We pay attention to do something, and that's a kind of fundamental the practice of mindfulness. And here, since we have the attention and we know how to train or how to cultivate our mindfulness. But I would just want to show you in 2016, since more and more people, they are interested to analyze or to find a way to help people. So we have the report from the Harvard University. They discovered that a human mind, naturally, we are always wondering because we cannot make focus to what we are doing. So you see, mind is free, but as the master of mind, we have to control it. We have to train our mind so that the mind is not always wandering. And it says, a wandering mind is not a happy mind. So that means we have to train our mind. If we can train our mind well, then we are happy. For those people, they are not happy because they don't know how to train their mind. And it says adults engage in mind wandering is nearly half of us. We are always in our wandering mind. And it says mind wandering is ubiquitous. That means it happens everywhere. It happens all the time. Like when we walk, when we eat, we do some shopping. We shop around. And I think most of us maybe have the experience. We want to watch TV, but since there are hundreds of channels, we don't know how to choose. Maybe sometimes you found yourself just changing the channel because we have the remote control in our hand. So whenever we are not pay attention to the program and we just click it and we just click the remote control and we change it and changing and changing and changing. Sometimes we found ourselves is doing like that. So that's mind wandering because we don't know what we are really want to do. And even in our work, when we work, that's a natural. Our mind is wandering. And finally, they said our mental lives are pervaded. That means a lot, ambiguous, to a remarkable degree by the non-present. So from the conclusion, and we know that naturally our mind is always wandering. And we are not living at the present moment. So when you read the books for meditation, a lot of the books just tell us we have to practice mindfulness because we are going to practice the present moment, to be at the present. So in other words, what is non-present? What is the meaning of why we walking, we are not really walking? What does that mean? I gave it a little bit of thinking. What is the meaning of you have to live at the present moment? So when we sit and we just sit, we train our mind, don't go wandering around. That's the basic idea of at the present. At the present moment, sitting is sitting. Even though your mind is wandering around, but we have to draw our attention back. That's a kind of living at the present moment. So by the way and gradually we accumulate the skill. So when we sit, we just sit. Our mind won't just wandering around like nowhere to go, just wandering and wandering. Okay, so just let you see the research from Harvard professor. He said, oh, our mind is naturally wandering. So it gives us some meaning of training our mind. Okay. So it says paying attention to the way each thought arises, that's mindfulness, and remains present and pass it away. That means we have the wandering thought coming to our thinking, and our thought is always arising. And you know it, you are aware of it, but you don't grab it. You don't attach to your arriving thoughts. And that's a kind of mindfulness practicing. And it says we are learning to stop the runaway train. That means our wandering thoughts is just like a runaway train. And we are the driver, we have to control it. And we know the way how to be at the present. And that's the mindfulness. So when we talk mindfulness, we talk about one-pointed meditation, and we talk about living at the present moment. So those words are connected. And here I would like to remind you, even though we are just practicing sitting meditation, pure sitting, but next week at the same time, if you are a meditator and you are used to cross your head and you are not used to sit on the chair for 20 minutes, then you can put your mat, sitting mat, and you can sit on the floor. And please, I would just remind you, we have these very formally 7 points of meditation posture. So not even for you cross your legs, but also if you choose to sit on the chair, still you can using these 7 points. So of course, just like we have to choose our sitting position. The sitting position, of course, if you would like to cross your legs, and then you can just go ahead. But if you decide to sit on a chair, so of course, we have some positions. And I just show you our hands overlapping, palms up, and thumbs touching together. And the third one is withdrawn gaze. We don't stare in front, but we can just gently, or if you want, you just half open your eyes. And of course, we have one thing is that we let our tongue resting on our upper palate. That means naturally we can roll up our tongue and just rest behind the upper front teeth. And another point is that we keep our chin tucking so that we can relax our shoulder and our arms and also bring up our spine. So that's very, very simple, the 7 points. But in Chinese, we call 壁炉七支. 壁炉, Vairocana, that's one of the Buddha. So we are learning the way of the Buddha did in meditation. So next time when we have the sitting meditation, I will remind you with these 7 points. But just let you know, we have these very traditional 壁炉七支, the Vairocana Buddha, the 7 points of meditation posture. And finally, since we are during the pandemic time, so we can have, or we can train our mind to be mindful in this situation. So we are mindful for the pandemic situation, and I would like to have everyone, before we end up the class, please, we can read these few lines to wish or make merits to them, to those people who need our blessing. And I think this is a mindfulness practice, even though we are not in the meditation, but our mind can do the wish. So before we end up, please, we can read at the same time. during this critical time of COVID-19 outbreak, I pray that the pandemic may end soon. May all infected get cured with less suffering. May all beings be well protected and stay healthy. May those in uniformed services and healthcare and all the other workers who are sacrificing themselves during these critical time to serve those in need, be safe and sound. And that's my mindful practice for all this week. Since we have been over time, and I will stop here and wish you safe and sound, and wish you be mind-free. So, but don't forget, still we have some assignment to do. Keep doing your sitting meditation at least 10 minutes a week, a day, not a week, no, a day. Because the first one is 5 minutes, at least 5 minutes a day, but the second time, 10 minutes a day. And be mindful. Be mindful to your surrounding. Be mindful to those who need help. Okay, so I'll see you next week. Okay, goodbye. And be blessed.
Thank you.
Okay.